Hello, welcome to the SailPoint Identity Security Solutions Show, the one place to go and learn about SailPoint's products and portfolio. Joining me today is Chris Caruso, Vice President of Customer Success. Chris, welcome to the show.
I'm super excited to be here. This is amazing.
Awesome. Very excited to have you here. You know, we're at Navigate 2025, so a lot of fun stuff going on, but we want to make sure we chat today about customer success and all the wonderful things your organization is doing for our customers.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
Excited to talk about it.
Great. So, sure you've seen some. We kind of jump right into it, so we're going to jump right in. What is the customer experience portfolio, and then how does customer success managers fit into it?
Oh man, great question. Get this all the time. We have a lot of offerings. I always say we're a software company, but we are really software and services, right? So really it's the portfolio is really our commitment to customer outcomes. So to think about it like this, when you buy the software, it's a wrapper, and insurance policy is sometimes what our customers say, that to ensure that they get the outcomes that they bought when they bought the solution. So it really encompasses the success acceleration packages, our delivery services, training, and premium support offerings. Yeah. And from a customer success perspective, like our job is to ensure to drive more intensely than a customer would do on their own.
Right.
Drive the goals that the customer bought for. If you ask Mark, I was at our sales event with Mark, and he says, our job is to secure our customer's enterprise.
Yes.
And customer success sits at the core of that from my perspective. So we're really trying to maximize the outcomes, minimize their overall risk.
Yep. And
every customer gets access to our customer success collateral and individuals. And our team is phenomenal. It's grown by 25% year on year.
That's
so
awesome.
We've done a really good job, and SailPoint has made a commitment to our customer success team and the customers that have bought our solutions in partnership with them. There's a hybrid approach.
Yeah.
So you have your traditional customer success resources,
Yep.
colloquially known as CSMs, right?
Yep.
Customer success managers. And what we've tried to do is say to a customer, we don't want to get in your way.
Right.
So we're going to accelerate your programs by giving you the right content at the right time, and augment that with people when you need them. So we have a whole self-service digital catalog. There's Compass on our website. We have an onboarding team, adoption accelerators, and really just driving that strategic guidance into the identity programs, focusing on risk mitigation.
Right.
So how do we remove those big barriers to adoption, remove those key risk items, provide thought leadership, get rid of vulnerabilities and compliance gaps.
Right.
These are the things that we're thinking about, day in, day out.
Awesome.
The best way I could say it is we proactively drive outcomes. That's in the shortest terms. That's what we're trying to do. So we're trying to secure your enterprise, which is a non-stop engagement motion.
Yeah. That's a great soundbite right there.
Yeah, we can clip it.
Yeah.
I was talking to a customer yesterday, a financial services customer, who was having some challenges, and didn't really understand that this is more of a program than a project.
Yeah.
And we got in there, we started to help them, and we ultimately reduced their access review time by 60%, improved their audit posture, all through CSM guidance and content on our Compass Customer Success Center. So this hybrid approach is resonating and working with customers, and it's been a really exciting thing to watch.
Yeah, and I think you started talking a little bit about it, is kind of defining what a CSM does, and do you kind of have some specific success stories that you kind of talk about?
Well, yeah, we've got a lot. I mean, we have thousands of customers, right, that are leveraging the tool these days, whether it's an IQ or an ISC, or now we're starting to get to the newer cases in AI. Fundamentally, we try to think of it in a simplified way of making sure a customer has a strategy around employee, non-employee, AI, machine, unstructured and structured data, and a common data model.
Right.
And so these CSMs, when they look at the customer's programs, they're doing risk assessments, health scoring, and really trying to provide customers with insight into where there are gaps in their program.
Exactly.
So by providing that strategic guidance, we can share recommendations, we can monitor health and value, we track metrics in a very proactive way. and really kind of facilitate that communication and partnership with our customers. That's really the goal, what we're trying to accomplish. And look, they happen every day. We have healthcare providers that are, customers. We've got financial services firms, every industry. And so each customer has different goals.
Yep.
We try to tailor our motions to those goals and make sure that we can execute on them.
That's great. So as you kind of alluded to this, many customers kind of underestimate the strategy of their identity programs. Why is that so important, and how do CSMs fill that gap for them?
That's a great question. So the first thing I would say is when we typically start to engage with a customer, and that's even before they buy the solution. So our onboarding teams are in, sometimes months ahead of time.
Wow.
We try to tell customers, look, this is a business transformation that you're going to go through.
Right.
And it's not just technology, but it's a fundamental shift, and it requires a well-defined strategy. So without that strategy, you get disparate solutions, siloed processes, and honestly, a failed sense of security. So our role as customer success professionals is to bridge that gap in measurable ways.
Yes.
So there's defined processes and engagement motions that make sure that we can drive the outcomes they care about in a scalable way.
Yeah.
Really leveraging resources that are available in public to every customer. So on Compass, you have best practice templates, you have strategy books, you have access to other customers, and you can have discussions within the community. So there's just a lot of resources that are available to customers, and we're trying to make sure that we're benchmarking performance, looking at identity gaps, providing data-driven recommendations, and increasingly, I think, securing executive sponsorship. I mean, that's a big part of what makes a customer successful, ensuring that the leadership understands what we're trying to accomplish, all the way down to the people, the admins that are doing the work. So it's a journey for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to kind of pivot. I'm sure you've seen some. We like to pivot on a couple of questions. So beyond the technology, because technology is always, we're fans, it's always great. What is one essential factor that customers should focus on when building their identity security program?
Yeah, I think the most common struggle we see, if you take the technology out for a second, I mean, we're largely pretty good at deploying it. It's change management, right? So the most common flaw we see in a program is a lack of a change management strategy, right? So that, that builds on processes that, sustain the transformation. So really, we try to coach customers to get a large buy-in scope. These users and stakeholders, they've got to understand the why behind what we're doing in identity security. Other key elements that we sort of look at in that process are having exec champions, like I mentioned before, engaged business process owners and end users. I mean, ultimately, if we can bring content and expertise and thought leadership at different levels in a program, we're super effective. And customers generally move a lot faster. So we try to coach them on that onboarding cycle, like make sure you've got, your exec champion, who's the product or project owner, who's going to be the super users that we need to engage with. And we sort of have a multi-tiered approach that drives that change management risk out of the program.
That's great. That's great to hear about. Just it's a repeatable process of focus. So last question, what is your top piece of advice for customers or prospects, or any of our listeners just starting their identity journey?
We have a saying in our customer success program internally at SailPoint to say, you got to play the chess match out before you start. And so I would say the biggest piece of advice I could give to customers would be start with the end in mind. So focus on like whatever specific outcome you care about, even if it seems super onerous and way out in the future, and then work backwards. So another one you may have heard is, if you're a golfer, start with the green or the flag and then work your way back, right?
Exactly.
It's the same concept. And by doing that, you recognize the resources you need. So you begin to leverage your own teams or our teams, our communities, all the robust resources we've talked about. And you don't feel like you're on your own anymore.
Exactly.
We're here to partner with you and help. And so we always start with the end in mind and work our way backwards. Again, leverage those digital resources on Compass or the Customer Success Center.
Yeah.
There's great best practice templates and communication marketing for you internally to your organization. So we begin to address these key pillars that we want to make sure are addressed and understood, but we can move past them in a quick way. And then the last thing I would say, and we're getting much better at doing this, is celebrate the wins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard.
Absolutely.
Sometimes this journey can be difficult, depending on where you stand and where you started. So that demonstrated value and celebrating those wins allows you to build more momentum so that you can continue this
awesome.
program moving forward. So.
That's awesome. Chris, thank you so much for joining us here at Navigate. It's a busy week for all of us, and I really appreciate the time.
Thank you for having me, James. Appreciate
Anytime.
it.
I might have you back. Just warning you right now.
Yeah, great.
I want to also thank everybody for watching and listening today. To learn more about our customer experience portfolio or any of SailPoint's products, please join us at SailPoint.com. Thank you.